to say it was in the 40s, 50s. It was an anti-rape product. And basically what it was something that a woman could insert into her vagina. And it was basically a trap.
Rape Axe.
They still sell
Yeah,
those.
rape X. Reading about it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're,
If you tried to have sex with her, this thing would, it was razor blades or something, and it would like clamp onto your dick.
Yeah, they have those now. It's like a female condom. And they're selling them or giving them away in Africa, actually, as a deterrent to rape, where it's rampant.
That's got to be the worst thing that could happen to me ever.
Well, then you know you shouldn't be
You
raping
know,
no
at some
girls.
point, some chick's gonna be like, gonna find out her boyfriend cheated on her, and she's gonna do that to him.
Oh man, I can see it now.
You're right. You're right.
I would.
How you got to stereotype
Yeah.
those women too? You like look at her; she's pounding those drinks like she don't care. She got her rape axe on today.
And like, what if?
Oh, no.
And like, what if the chick has? Imagine this scenario. Imagine if the chick has it in, she gets drunk, and she goes home with you, and she forgets she has it in.
Well, all the more reason to eat it before you stick it.
All right, that's
That's why you put the fingers in first. You put the
Yeah, you-
fingers.
Now you're gonna lose your tongue, Wings. Have a nice day.
Ooh.
You're gonna sound like White Boy 7th Street doing commentary now.
Oh man, I had a joke to go along with it.
Oh,
I was gonna be like, Kyle, you never been in a pie eating contest?
Oh my. Oh,
All right.
God.
Did anyone else have... It starts off with kind of a high point in my high school. I was 17. I had a hot girlfriend, and I had a car that I thought was cool, a Volkswagen GTI. It was only 2 years old. And everything kind of went wrong when I crashed it. I was up late with her. Nothing really interesting happened, I promise you. But I was up late with her, and then I was racing bikes at the time, like bicycles, the road racing, Tour de France kind of thing, but one day. And I had to prep the bike for it. I drove up to Pennsylvania for the race, and on the drive home, I fell asleep and crashed my car. And that's when everything kind of went south. Everything sort of hit me at once. So I had bad grades in high school, and the kind of father I had was he would lay it down. He didn't really tell anything kind of softly. And the future he was painting for me, and this was his motivational tactic, was really, really bleak, as if it was an unrecoverable situation. So I mentioned in a podcast or two ago that I had a 1.98 GPA when I graduated, and that was after I pulled it up my senior year. And I might have been like a 1.6 at the time. And so I felt like I had no future. I had crashed my car. I had broken my arm. And my girlfriend had dumped me, which I think might have been related to the car thing. And everything just looked like it wasn't worth finishing. Like I was like, man, this stuff's not turning around for me. And so the tactic I took on the suicide attempt was hanging myself. What I did is I grabbed a dog leash, and I looped it through itself so that it would sort of tighten like a noose, and then I hooked a little clip that would go on the collar to a skylight in the bathroom. And so I hooked the clip on, and I stood on a chair like so that I could hook the clip on, and I kicked it out from under me. And I hung there for probably, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds or so, and then the skylight broke. It was the piece that you would use that made it sort of go up and down so you could open the skylight, and it pulled off after like 15 or 20 seconds, and I just sort of fell to the ground and sat there, and it was like, fuck, that didn't work either. And
Are you sure? Are you sure that this wasn't a David Carradine type situation?
If you guys don't know, this is a guy who enjoyed masturbating and choking himself at the same time. So that's the
Autoerotic asphyxiation. David Carradine, who was the actor from Kung Fu and Bill from Kill Bill, this is how the man died. He was hanging himself, to, well, I won't go into great detail, but he was hanging himself while masturbating to enjoy the experience more. And like many people who do that, he killed himself accidentally. And you can imagine how they found him, hanging naked with his hand on his penis. Worst death ever.
best death ever. You got a
Yeah,
better way to go.
Question.
Yeah,
It can
that's
go
how
both ways.
Yeah. So anyway, after that, like sort of the successor, the finish of that story there is I didn't really try again, although I was kind of depressed. My sleep schedule was wrecked, and uh, I don't know
Pat,
what
I got
happened.
a question.
Go ahead.
How'd the straight shooting father take the broken skylight?
They didn't know. They didn't know for years. I actually told them about it probably when I was in my mid-20s. So it was 17 when I did it, and they're like, oh, but they knew that I was depressed. They just didn't know how to deal with it. They didn't know how to like provide a support system and to help me kick it. And I really think what pulled me out of it was springtime rolled around. And oh, you know what was really cool? So my father always made me work. So I got my first job when I was like 13. And just briefly, this job, I would wake up at like 4 a.m. in the morning and rent out bicycles, which was like 10% dealing with customers and 90% dipping steel wool in this kerosene oil like mixture that he called bike juice and rubbing the rust off the bicycle spokes in the sun. So that was me at 13. And so that was the kind of dad I had. He always liked me working. He always liked me, having jobs and employment and being fruitful, even though I didn't do well in high school. And that summer when I had a broken arm because of the car crash, I couldn't work. I couldn't get hired anywhere, and it was awesome. It was the first time I had like a fully savaged hand, and I spent all my time at the beach and got in good shape. And I used to.